Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, ODO, here today to do another review for you, and it's Transformers 1. All right. And if you couldn't tell from my background, I am definitely a Transformers fan. You can see my, in the background there, I got Astro Train, Blaster, Soundwave. Astro Train and Soundwave were always my favorite. I'm an older guy. G1 Transformers was my jam. I own all the old seasons. I own that old movie in 4K. And I just want to add for everybody joining in, Ba Weep, Grana Weep, Ninny Bong, the universal greeting. But yeah, Transformers 1 is here. And like I said, I'm a big Transformers fan. Actually, I just got Ultra Magnus the other day. I got to put him on my shelf later on. So like I said, I like him. I'm into the Transformers. I watched the old ones. I like some of the live action movies. Didn't like all of them, but they were, at least I can tell you for sure, when the first one came out in 2007, I was pretty excited. I love Transformers the movie 1986. If you want to have, your kids have all their favorite toys die within the first 20 minutes of a movie, take them to see that in 1986. But here we are, 2024, Transformers 1. It's a new Transformers movie, and it's definitely a different continuity. That's why I wanted to bring up. I am an old school fan, and when I saw those trailers, I didn't know, is this for me? They don't look like the old designs. That doesn't sound like Optimus and Megatron. Like, I just was very wary of this, and I had no idea if I was going to enjoy it or not. So going into the movie, I had pretty low expectations, to be honest with you. But the whole movie starts off with them on Cybertron, and a lot of them are miners, and they don't have transformation cogs, so they can't transform like the other Transformers. I see a lot of familiar guys down there, like Jazz and everybody, but none of them seem to be able to transform. Sentinel Prime seems to be a leader that's making them mine. I don't really know why. I don't really know this continuity, but they say they lost the war with the Quintessons, which is even stranger because in the old G1, the Quintessons made the Transformers, and we're pretty early on. So Optimus is not known as Optimus. He's Orion Pax, and he's being voiced by Chris Hemsworth. He does an okay job, but I mean, he's not Peter Cullen. He's not Optimus. I mean, I don't know how many years Peter Cullen's been doing it, but I mean, Hemsworth does okay. I mean, you're not in the movie like, oh, he's terrible or anything, but it never switches over to me where I feel like, yeah, this guy is now Optimus. Like, I never really had that moment. He was okay. He wasn't great or terrible. He's good, but I just, I didn't like him. Same thing with Megatron or D16. He was okay. It didn't sound like Megatron. It doesn't have that familiar feeling to me, but same thing. Did all right. I felt like at least by the end of it, I accepted that this was Megatron and Optimus, and they're kind of working in the mines. You really don't get a lot of characters in this. You get Alita. She's there. It's played by Scarlett Johansson. She just gets screwed over by these morons all the time in the mines. And every time she runs into them in the movie, they're going to just ruin her life in one way or another. So it's pretty funny. And then we get Bumblebee. Keegan-Michael Key is clearly having a blast doing this, and I am having a blast watching him be Bumblebee. But even though he was comic relief, he has a lot of cool moments, especially with his robots, Steve, and he even goes, yes, there's another robot, AA-tron, like a reference to his AA-ron from Key and Peele back in the day. I loved it. I thought B was great. Every time he was on the screen, I was laughing and smiling, so overall, really good job done with him, and I bought him as B. I was fine with that. He was a little bit sillier than some of the other ones. He didn't seem to have that heartfelt connection with Optimus he has in some of the other ones, but hey, whatever. He was a good time. Not going to complain. And the big bad seems to be Sentinel Prime or whoever. He's controlling them and making them mine and whatnot. And you get a lot of, there's no Decepticons and stuff. And like I said, this is more of an origin story. Transformers 1. Like, I think maybe that means year one or from the beginning, or maybe that's something to do with the new continuity. Yeah, a lot of the movie and the scenes takes place in Iacon, the Transformer city on Cybertron. And like I said, I do appreciate being on Cybertron for the whole movie. I like that. But there's a big race, the Iacon 5000. No miners ever been in it. Of course, these guys go and they enter it, make fools of themselves, basically. But yeah, they can't go to the surface because of the war they've lost against the Quintessons. All the old primes are dead. Alpha Trion, they can't find the Matrix of Power and all these things. So you get a lot of mysteries, a lot of things to unravel when you're watching the movie. It's pretty good. Like I said, the characters kind of bring it through. I really like a lot of the moments that you get when they actually start the story going and they go to do the exploring. You're solving the mystery. You're going to the surface. I don't know why, but it made me think of when they went to the surface in the Matrix and like you weren't supposed to go there because the machines took it over. Surface kind of looked like that, right? Because I mean, they're robots. So even if they were all up there, I guess it would still have that same feel. But one of the weird things was the tone between Orion Pax and D16, Optimus and Megatron. They're like friends, like high-fiving, hanging out, like chilling, fist pumping and stuff. I was like, I didn't like it. I couldn't buy it. I didn't buy it. I didn't like it when they were hanging out. Megatron slowly gets angrier and Optimus slowly gets nicer as it goes on. So you can clearly see that they're breaking apart as the story goes. But I just didn't like that. I didn't feel like I didn't enjoy them being friends. To be honest, even if you are a fan of the old stuff, it's an interesting movie. The story's told in a pretty intelligent way. The animation is different. It's not hand-drawn. It's like a 3D sort of CGI. It's different. You get used to it, though. It's not bad. It's pretty fun, actually. And by the time you get halfway through the movie, you're pretty invested in the animation, everything. Looks good. Combat looks great. The fights, the explosions. Of course, there's a big final Transformers battle in there. Of course, you're going to get that. There's explosions. You get the people transforming, exploding. It's great. A lot of your favorites are going to be in this. You do get to see Starscream, and Shockwave is in there eventually, and Soundwave. A lot of waves, right? But they don't have their old G1 form. I don't like the new robots. And I actually am a buyer of these toys, obviously. And I went to the store, and I don't like the new designs. I don't know. I don't want to say they're more kiddie, because obviously Transformers was made for kids. But I don't know. I just didn't like it. I don't like the new designs and things like that. Maybe they'll be popular, but I would have liked to see some of the G1 designs back. At least, for cameos. And maybe they have those old designs and switching to the new ones. But like I said, they're starting a new universe here. And honestly, the story pretty much works. They're trying to figure out why they're minors, what happens with the war, what happened to the primes and everything like that. Where's the matrix of power and leadership? And you get a nice buddy cop at times, like with Megatron and Optimus, and they're doing fun stuff. It's goofy, it's interesting. You're not bored. This is not a boring movie. The pace is really going. Some jokes land, some jokes don't land. They do have some more serious moments. Some of them work, some of them don't. Overall, most do. It is actually a pretty good story, pretty interesting. You will feel like you're watching a whole new story. And like I said, I watched with people who were not fans of G1, and they felt like this was great. Pretty much was hitting on all cylinders for them. And I gotta say, even though I was resistant. I was looking at this like, I'm not gonna like this. Peter Cullen's not in it and things like that, and they don't look the same. But I found myself enjoying it by the end of the movie. It actually is a really good movie. I feel like the marketing kind of let them down here, because this was good. I liked it. I watched it with older people, younger people. Everyone enjoyed it. We all had a good time by the end of it. We were all interested in the story, all invested in the characters. So overall, a great time. And I actually was watching this movie with people who were not G1 fans, and they felt like it totally worked. They have a good character arc. It does, in the sense of that if you're not tied to anything of the old stuff, this is a good story. Some of only a couple of really big misses for me, but it takes way too long for them to transform. I wanted them to be Optimus and Megatron out of the gate, but I know it's Orion Pax and D16, but just saying, that's just what I wanted. When you see Starscream and everybody, they're not called Decepticons, and I wanted that. And based on their ideology in the movie, like, whoever's the strongest should become the leader. By the end of the movie, you think the person that wins the last fight would be their leader, but that's not the case. And there was a few things with the transformations I thought was weird, like especially Megatron. At one point, D16, he transforms and he doesn't have a gun, but he gets so angry that a gun just pops out of his arm, almost reminded me of Cyborg from Justice League. I just didn't really like that. I haven't seen the Transformers do things like that, but it is a different continuity, and I am maybe not the target audience, but I watched the movie, and I actually really liked it. Some of the stronger aspects, like I said, are the characters, Optimus, Megatron. Their relationship is different than the one I was expecting, but it does work. Scarlett Johansson's Alita is funny, interesting. You like her character. She comes off as strong, cool, but also gets screwed over by these guys and can take a joke. And Bumblebee is just fun. Every scene he's in, you're smiling, you're laughing, he's doing something funny, saying something funny. His robot Steve is great. You see him later on. So overall, yeah, this is an easy recommend. I would probably give this an 8 out of 10. If I like the designs and I like the voice actors a little bit more, probably would have been a little bit higher, but it's an easy recommend. You'll have a good time at the movie theater. Even you're bringing people that have never seen Transformers, they can enjoy it because the whole story is here for new fans and old fans alike. So have a good time at it and transform and roll out to the theater and check it out. But thanks for your time, guys. Really appreciate that. Please like, share, and subscribe to the video. And remember, everybody, stay out of trouble.